Toucan Play That Game is proudly sponsored by nicegameshop.com, the place to go for rare and unusual Asian games. Hi, I'm Mike and I'm going to tell you a bit about the huge amount of stuff there is to see and do at the UK Games Expo 2017. But mostly, I'm going to show you some of the wondrous new games that you'll be able to play and buy there. The UK Games Expo is on the 2nd to 4th of June at the Birmingham NEC, and it's now in its 11th year and is the largest board game convention in the UK, and for me personally, it's the highlight of the year. There really is something for everyone. Tournaments and championships, the bring and buy, family zone, cosplay, tons of seminars, Playtest UK there, and of course, a huge amount of open gaming. But for me, it's all about the games. The chance to play some of the newest and hottest releases before they're even released in some cases for the very first time is just amazing. And boy, am I not going to be disappointed this year. Portal Games will be demoing a prototype of Alien Artifacts due out at Essen. And the cover for this drew me in immediately. It's a 4x card game playable in about an hour, which is something I've wanted for a long time, so I really hope it can deliver on that promise. They also have a pre-production copy of First Martians being demoed, which takes their hit game Robinson Crusoe and sets it on Mars with added app integration and the option of campaign play. Why is Batman the board game in this list? Well, because it's Batman. That and it is going to be the first chance to actually play this game in the UK. This all-these-one scenario-driven game actually uses the same game system as Monolith's hugely popular Conan and sees Batman joined by other heroes to fight off a supervillain. Both Codenames, Duet and Pleiades from CGE I actually was fortunate enough to try earlier this year at Aircon. However, they've still made it into this list for me because they've had big changes, so I've been told, so I'm really eager to actually get a chance to play these and see what changes have been made. For those of you who haven't seen my Aircon footage and don't know much about the games, Codenames Duet takes the fantastic Codenames game and makes it a co-op experience, while Pleiades is this sci-fi dice drafting and allocation game. Dice Hospital from Alicat Games is a worker placement game of action selection in order to keep your patients, which are dice, alive. I'm really interested in this game because it's designed by Mike Nudd, who did a great job with Waggle Dance. I'm not a Doctor Who fan, but even I'm excited that Gale Force 9 are going to have demos of this game at the UK Games Expo. It looks to be dice manipulation and allocation in order to try and complete tasks in an all-these-one game where one player is playing as the Daleks and the rest of the players are different iterations of the Doctor. NIMBY by Amazement successfully kickstarted back in February, and this is going to be the first chance to actually play the finished game. And I don't actually know a huge amount about the game and how it plays, but this really just caught my attention because of the Beeples. Board&Dice are going to have demos of all their games, including the brand new Pocket Mars. Now, last year they came out with Multi-Universum. It was a huge success at the Expo, and I really enjoyed this, largely because of the multi-use cards gave it a really deep kind of play experience, but in a short time period. And they look to be doing something really similar with Pocket Mars, so I'm very eager to try this one out. GCT Studios is going to have the Pioneers project for sale, which successfully kickstarted last year, and I actually did videos for this. I thought it was a fantastic game, lots of fun, which is why I'm really excited to try out their new two-player game, Serengeti, even though I don't know a huge amount about it yet. The City of Kings just finished its hugely successful Kickstarter, and now Frank is going to be at the Expo with two short demos of the game running, which combines Euro mechanics with a kind of Ameritrash dungeon crawl. Now, this is something I've been really interested in for a long time, but I've not yet had a chance to play, so I really hope that I can. I love it when we get these thematic games with Euro mechanics. Wordsy by Formal Ferret Games is something a bit different, a word game. Now, my wife really enjoys word games, so I'm always on the lookout for word games that we will both enjoy to play together, and this is going to be the first time to actually try this since its successful Kickstarter last year, so I'm really looking forward to it. Dice Sports are going to be showing off the next instalment of Z War 1, which is my favourite zombies game, and actually made it into my top 10 games of 2016. What I know about the next game so far, it's going to be set on a boat. It's going to involve ammo carrying over from one scenario to the next, making it even more crucial than it was before in order to use your ammo wisely. Scuttler's Island looks to be a light tower placement game with a fair amount of take that. It seems very much aimed at families, but that's not surprising given that it's being published by Mushroom Gaming Co., who last year successfully kickstarted the absolutely charming Fishy Tactics. Also, they're planning on having the Kickstarter for this game running during the Expo, so once you've tried it, you'll then be able to go and back it. Medusa Games are going to be demoing the Magnificent Flying Machines, which appears to be a racing game with a bit of a different theme because it's set at the birth of flight in the early 1900s when flying was just really dangerous. 1066 Tears to Many Mothers, like All or Nothing's other game Gloom of Killforth, looks to have absolutely gorgeous artwork, but this one is going to be a two-player asymmetric dueling game set around the Battle of Hastings. Lord of the Horde is the next game from Inspiring Games, who will also be selling their first game, Legends Untold. The interesting thing about this game is that you're all clans of orcs trying to do the most to invade the human lands, and in some way or form, your orcs are resources that get used up, so I'm intrigued to see more about this. Perfect Crime by Grublin Games was actually at last year's Expo, but I didn't get a chance to play it. This year they're going to be demoing the retail version of the game, which they're going to be releasing later in the year, so fingers crossed I'll actually manage to get round to it this time. One Free Elephant will have Awesome for sale, which is a great family game that I had the joy of previewing earlier this year. And they'll also be demoing their new game, Carcosa, which will be up on Kickstarter during the Expo. So you'll be able to try it, and then if you enjoy it, back the game. Now what the game is this much darker than their previous game because it has this Lovecraft theme where you're cultists trying to do stuff. And it looks to be tile placement and area control, so I'm very excited to try that. Kaleido Cards will be there, and I think this is a great family game, and you can watch my demo that I recorded at Aircon for more info on that. Subterra was an unbelievable success on Kickstarter, and if you want to learn more about the game, do watch my videos on it. But what really has me interested here is that Inside the Box board games are going to be running immersive game experiences based on the game, so I'm really intrigued and eager to see just how that will all work and what it will be like. Temp Worker Assassins isn't new. But what is new is the promo card you'll be able to pick up at the Expo. Now, if you do want to learn more about this game, you can watch my review. And last but not least, Wu-Tang Games will be demoing War of the Nine Realms again, but this time it will also be up on Kickstarter, so if you try it and enjoy it, you'll be able to back that. So, in summary, UKGE has absolutely tons going on. There is literally something for everyone, and I can't fit it all into one video, unfortunately. I can't even fit just the games into one video, let alone everything else. So if you do want to find out more information, there are links in the description to the UKGE website to buy tickets and get more details about absolutely everything. There is also a link to the Gaming Nights video where Jason will tell you all about the UK Games Publishers Treasure Hunt, where you'll be able to win prizes. And a link to Tom Heath's Geek List with loads more of the games and publishers you can see at the Expo. And finally, a link to the Tabletop Together planning tool that Peter has so helpfully put together. I do hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you have, please do check out the rest of the videos on the channel as well as subscribing and sharing. And as always, thanks for watching and bye for now.